Okay, so we're going to do the rehab video now. So this is for anyone that has 2 finger, 2.5 finger plus gap between their tummy muscles. Okay, so the aim of this video is to do all the right, safe exercises for you to encourage your muscles to meet so you can close down that gap. So the first thing we're going to do is belly breaths. Okay, so Emer is going to be demonstrating all the exercises. So we're going to take a breath in, and as you breathe in, your tummy is pushing into your hand, and then as you exhale, you're drawing your tummy in towards your spine. So inhale, release it, and then exhale, draw it in. So as you're drawing it in, really think about lifting up from your pelvic floor as well and drawing your belly button back towards your spine, as if you're trying to pull your belly button through your back. Good, okay. So keep going with your belly breath. So these are the types, this type of belly breath is the type you do every time you're out walking, every time you do an exercise. Always think about drawing your belly in towards your spine and lifting it up from your pelvic floor. Now we're going to progress it by adding in some pulses, okay? So you're going to breathe in and release it, and then pulse it in for 3, and then release it. Pulse it in for 3 and release it. Now you can make this exercise a little bit better as well by putting something between your legs, like a ball or like a towel. So you can just place the ball there between the legs, and every time Emer is pulsing in, she's also squeezing the ball, okay? And she's lifting up from her pelvic floor. So what you do then when you're squeezing the ball is you're using your inner thigh muscles, and they link up all the way to your lower abdominal muscles, and they're going to help you get that muscle to meet. So keep pulsing like that. Good. I'm just going to slip the ball out. It's just to show you how you can add in something to the exercise. And now from there, we're just going to do some squats, okay? So we're just going to place the arms out in front, feet are hip distance apart, and it's an exhale as you squat down and an inhale as you come back up. So as you're exhaling and squatting down, you're also thinking about drawing your belly button in towards your spine, pulling your belly button in, inhale, release it, exhale, drawing down, okay? Now we can progress this as well by adding in a side leg lift, okay? So Emer's going to squat down, and then she's going to stand up and add in a side leg lift. So it's an exhale as you squat down and an inhale as you do the side leg lift. Exhale as you squat down and an inhale as you do the side leg lift. All the time as you're squatting down, thinking about drawing your belly button in towards your spine. Good. Okay, and then we're just going to come up into standing on the next one, and we're going to do some crunches. So for this, you take a breath in to prepare, and as you exhale, you're going to slide your elbow towards your opposite knee. So think about getting the outside of the elbow down the outside of the knee. So it's the outside of the elbow to the outside of the knee, really crunching in as you come around. So trying to get your opposite rib towards your hip. That's it. Good. Good. That's it. Just 2 more like this. 2. And then we're just going to do some hip hitches. So for this exercise, again, I like to put something between the legs. You don't have to have it, but it just makes it a little bit better, okay? So you can have the ball between the legs. It's a soft ball, and you're going to take a breath in to prepare, and then as you exhale, you're going to hitch your hip up on one side and squeeze the ball. That's it. So inhale as you switch, exhale as you lift. Inhale as you switch, exhale as you lift. That's it. So every time you're lifting, you're using your side tummy muscles here and pulling your belly button in towards your spine. Always thinking about what's going on here. Good. Just 1 more like this. Good. And then from there, we're just going to take out the ball, and we're just going to come down into high kneeling. Okay, so you're going to be kneeling on the mat. All right. Okay, so from there, we're just going to do a side drop. So we're just going to drop the arm down to the side, lengthen the leg out. Inhale as you come back up. Exhale as you drop down to the opposite side. Inhale as you come back up. Exhale as you drop down towards the opposite side, lengthening out the leg. Placing the hand on the tummy for feedback, making sure that you're drawing your tummy in as you lengthen the leg out and as you reach the arm. That's it. Good, and just 1 more on each side. Good, and then coming back up into high kneeling. Now from there, we're just going to do an exercise with a band, okay? So I know not everyone has a band, but I really want you to show this exercise, especially for anyone with the tummy muscle gaps, because it's going to help you rehab the top part here, okay? If you have a gap up here near the base of your sternum, okay? So you're just raising the band up to shoulder height, take a breath in to prepare, and exhale as you pull the band open, but zipping your belly button in towards your spine, knitting your abdominal muscles together, pulling them in. Good, that's it. Good. All the time thinking about this as an abdominal exercise. Opening up the band and pulling it in, drawing it in. Good. Just one more like this. And release it. Okay, so that's just if you have the band. So from there then, we're just going to go on to our sides, okay? So Emer is going to pop onto a side bend position. So the arm is going to be long, okay? So pushing through a long arm. Your legs are in line with your trunk, and the bottom arm, the top leg is lengthened away, just to give you a little bit of balance. And we're going to do some side dips, okay? So dipping down towards the mat and then pushing up. So it's an exhale as you drop down and inhale as you push up. And really think about exaggerating this hip movement, because we want to work these guys at the side, okay? So once you get your side obliques going, it's going to help those muscles meet in the middle. Good. That's it. So Emer's just placing her hand on her tummy as well sometimes, just to get feedback as well, making sure that she is drawing in as she's doing it. And just one more. Okay, and from there then we're just going to come down into a propped elbow position. So you're just propping your elbow up. Okay, so it's really important when you're in this position that you keep your ribs elevated, you keep your trunk elevated. So Emer's going to do a not so good. Okay, so that's sloppy. We've lengthened the tummy muscles and the tummy's going to protrude out if you have a gap. So just push up through here, okay? Now sometimes we'll put something in there for feedback, so you can put on like a rolled up towel, or you can have a ball like we have here, okay? And that's just going to encourage Emer to stay in that good alignment, okay? So from there, the legs are slightly forward, so a bit of a diagonal, and we're going to do an exercise called lift and lower. So it's an inhale as you lift and an exhale as you lower. You can pop your hand on your tummy again for feedback. Good. So inhale as you lift, exhale as you lower. And every time you're exhaling, you're pulling your belly in towards your spine. Good. That's it. And then from there, we're going to do a little bit of side kick. So it's an exhale as you come forward and an inhale as you go back. Pulling your tummy in as you come forward. Good. So we're kind of zipping through all these exercises because we want to show you like a good repertoire of exercises to do that are safe if you have these tummy muscle separation. And then from that then we're just going to do some leg circles. Sorry. Or toe taps. We could do toe taps as well. So toe tap forward and toe tap back. So it's an inhale for one side and then an exhale for the other side. Okay, just one more like this. Okay, and now we're going to go straight onto our side, so you can ditch the ball or the towel or whatever you have there that's keeping you upright. And your arm is underneath your head to keep your neck supported. Your body this time is in one long line, okay? Hips are stacked. You have your hand in front for stability, but you can take it away if you like and pop it on your tummy, depending on how strong you're feeling. And we're going to do a staggered leg lift. So for this, you're going to lift the top leg, bring the bottom leg up to meet it, and then drop it back down. Good. So lift the top leg and then glue the bottom leg all the way up to meet it. So what you're doing here again is you're using your inner thigh muscles, you're recruiting your inner thigh muscles, which are going to come all the way up to your deep abdominal muscles. So really zip them together, as if you're trying to zip your legs together into one big leg. Okay, and then after this, I'm just going to do one more, and we're going to come into Charlie Chaplin feet. Okay, so for this, you're just opening up, heels together and pulse. So inhale for 5 pulses, exhale for 5 pulses. Inhale for 5 pulses, exhaling, and pulling your tummy in all the time as you're exhaling. Okay, and this is the last exercise like this, and then dropping it down. Okay, now we're going to do an exercise where you're going to get your bottom arm and wrap it around your top shoulder. So this part can be a little bit tricky sometimes in terms of positioning. So your bottom arm is wrapped around, as Emer demonstrated, every time I teach this class, but it's worth it because it's so good. And then the top arm is placed at the elbow, okay? So from there, you're going to push up through your hand and lift up the body. Good, okay, so you're actually using your triceps and here, okay? So it's really tough exercise, but I love it, okay? So as you're pushing up, you're exhaling, and inhale as you lower. You can make it more challenging if you want by putting a ball between the legs, okay? This is kind of once you're getting really good, like that, just putting the ball between the legs. I'll take it out there for now. Good. Or you can also make it more challenging by adding a leg lift as well. So that's like a double hit. You're getting side obliques from your upper trunk, but also from your leg. Good. And remember, as you lift up, pull it in here, draw it in here, always thinking about this. Good. Okay, so that's everything on your side. So we're just going to come into hands and knees now. Okay, so in your hands and knees position, the first exercise we're going to do is the belly breaths again, but this is going to be a bit more challenging because now you're going to pull your tummy in against gravity. So you're going to be lifting your tummy up against gravity. So first of all, imagine that your spine is like a steel rod, okay? Your spine is not going to move. The only part that's going to move is your pelvic floor and your tummy. So Emer is taking a breath in first and letting everything go, okay? And then as she exhales, she's going to draw in around the back passage, bring it forwards and upwards to the front and pull her tummy in. So every time she's inhaling, she's releasing. Every time she's exhaling, drawing in around the pelvic floor and pulling her tummy in. So these are your belly breaths. So there's no movement going on whatsoever here. She's just thinking about her pelvic floor and her tummy. So you have to stay focused. It's really hard. You have to concentrate when you're doing this. Good. Okay, and just one more after this. Okay, now we can progress this then as well by adding in an arm lift. So Emer's going to take a breath in to prepare, and then as she exhales, she's going to draw in around her tummy and lift an arm. Okay, so it really makes it a lot more challenging when you do it like this. So again, drawing in around the back passage, bring it forwards and upwards to the front, and then lifting the arm. So you have to recruit your core muscles a little bit more when you take away the stability of one of the hands. And just one more like this. Good. Okay, and from there then we're going to do a baby plank or a mini plank exercise. So you curl your toes under. Okay, so in general we would say avoid planks when you have a tummy muscle separation. But you are going to encounter them, so it's best that you try to prepare a little bit. So what we're going to do is take a breath in to prepare, and then as she exhales, Emer is going to lift up her knees and pull her tummy in. Inhale, drop them. Exhale, lift. That's it. So every time she's lifting, she's pulling her tummy in, and that's it. Hugging her tummy in, that's it. Good. This is a really challenging exercise. It gets all the shoulder girdle muscles as well. Keep your neck long in line with your spine. Try not to let your head sag or sink. Good. And after this, we're just going to do one more. Okay, so now we're going to flick over and do the other side, the other bum, or the other side of our obliques. So your head is going to be the other end of the mat. So like last time, we started off in the side bend position. So one arm is long and one leg is long, okay. That's it. Exhale as you dip down, and then inhale as you come up towards the ceiling. So really think about exaggerating the movement around your hips. Push him all the way up towards the ceiling and all the way down towards the mat. Inhale as you come up, exhale as you drop down. And then Emer is just using her hand there to remind her to keep her tummy pulled in and to zip in as she exhales. Let's just do two more like this, dropping down, and well done. Okay, so from there into the propped elbow position that we were in earlier. Remember that you want to really keep that nice posture in your trunk, so don't dip down, or just stay strong through here. And we're going to have the legs slightly forward in a diagonal position, okay? And we're going to start off with the lift and lower. Make sure that you're strong through your arm as well. One hand is on your tummy for feedback. Inhale as you lift, exhale as you lower. So inhale as you lift, exhale as you lower. So as you're exhaling, pulling your tummy in, feeling your tummy, drawing it in, zipping your belly button in. Good. And then from there, we're going to do the side kicks. That's it. So it's an exhale as you go forward, and an inhale as you come back. Exhale, sweep it forward, inhale as you come back. And as you're sweeping it forward, thinking about drawing your belly button in towards your spine. Good stuff, that's it. And then after this, we're going to do our toe taps. So toe tap forward and then toe tap back. So you can inhale for one, exhale for the other. I think it's nice to inhale for the one on the way back, exhale for the one on the way forward. So as you're coming forward, zipping in, that's it. Good. Okay, and then we're going to go onto our sides. So just slipping the ball out or the towel or whatever you have to remind you to stay in a good posture. Coming onto our sides. So we're going to do staggered leg lift. So we're going to lift the top leg, bring the bottom leg up to meet it, and lower. Lift, exhale, good. So when you're bringing the bottom leg up, think about what I said about gluing the legs together, like it's one big giant leg, and you want the exhale to last as you lower them down as well. So it's an inhale as you lift, exhale as you draw up the second leg, and you drop them down together. Inhale as you lift, exhale as you drop the second leg, drop them down together. Thinking about zipping in the whole time. And then on the next one, we're going to stay up there, Charlie Chaplin feet, and beat. So inhale for 5 pulses, exhale for 5 pulses. Good. You can make it more challenging by taking away the hand. Good. Keeping your tummy pulled in the whole time. Good. And then dropping it down. Next exercise, bottom arm. Wrap it around your top shoulder and bring the other hand in at the level of the elbow. Keep that elbow in tight towards your chest. Okay. And we're just going to use your hands and your trunk to push up your upper body. So lift and lower. It's an exhale as you push up and zip in, and an inhale as you lower. Exhale as you push up and zip in, inhale as you lower. Good. So all the time thinking about pulling in here. Lovely. This is a really challenging exercise, so don't feel too hard don't feel too bad if it takes a few goes to get this. And one more. Good, and Emer's just adding in that leg lift there as well to make it more challenging. Okay, so that's everything on our side. Okay, so from there now we're going to come up into sitting. So whenever you're coming up or changing positions, always roll through your side like what Emer did. Don't do like a full sit up or a full roll up. And we're going to do an exercise called half roll back. Again, we're using the ball between the knees. It just really helps if you have the tummy muscle separation. You don't have to have it, but it just helps. And if you are going to use a towel or a blanket, just make sure it's pretty wide. You just need something to encourage you to squeeze your inner thigh muscles, okay, so that they'll connect up to your lower tummy muscles. So Emer then is just placing her hands at the back of her knees. She just has them placed there. Don't grip or pull, okay? And from there now, she's just going to roll her pelvis back, pulling her belly button in towards her spine, looking down towards her belly button, and then inhale as she stacks up. Exhale as she rolls back down. That's it. Good. It's a very small movement. It's not a big movement. Look at what's happening with the pelvis. You're literally just curling to the top of your pelvis, and that's it. And the whole time you're checking to make sure that your belly button is staying in and you haven't got any of that doming look to your tummy that you might have had before. Okay, so from there we're just going to add in an arm movement. So we're going to lengthen the arms out in front, keep them lengthened out as you roll back. So that's it. So Emer corrected her posture there, so she was just drawing her shoulder blades down towards her chest. Keep your arms long as you come forward, good, and rolling back. And this time Emer is going to add in an arm opening as she comes forward. And it's an exhale as she closes back down, and then an inhale as she opens up the arms, good. Keeping your ribs connected as well as you open up the arms. Try not to flare your ribs out too much. It, and just one more like this. Good. Now you can add in a leg lift here as well if you're feeling able for it. Good. So you can just add in that leg lift. Again, it just makes it a little bit more challenging, but the main focus is pulling your tummy in as you draw back. And just 2 more like this with the leg lifts. Good stuff. Okay, so from there we're just going to roll through our sides again and come onto our backs for bridging. Okay, so Emer just rolling through her side, just to mind her tummy muscles as she's doing it. Okay, so again we're using the ball, but you don't have to have the ball, but it's just nice. Okay, so first of all, before we do bridging, we're going to do some pelvic tilts. Okay, so Emer is going to take a breath in to prepare, and then as she exhales, she's going to curl up her tailbone and pull her belly button down towards her spine, and inhale, release it. So she has her arms there so that you can see what's going on, but you can have them long if you want. So curling your tailbone up and pulling your belly button down towards your spine. That's it. So it looks really good. releasing it, and then every exhale, curling up, lifting the pelvic floor and pulling your belly button down towards your spine. Lovely. And also she's squeezing the ball. Okay, so every time you pelvic tilt, squeeze the ball. Use the inner thighs, get them connected the whole way up to your lower tummy muscles. Okay, so now we're just going to add in more of a movement. So Emer's going to curl the whole way up this time. Sorry, the next time. Emer's going to curl the whole way up. So lifting up the whole way. Good. You can have your, so just for the first one, she's going to, yeah, even up there. And then roll back down. Okay, so this time you can have the arms long, okay? And then from there, breath in, and as you exhale, roll up, curling your spine up one vertebrae at a time. Staying up there for the inhale, exhale, roll back down. And then on the next one, we're going to stay up there and do some pulses with the ball. So rolling the whole way up, and then pulse now with the ball. So inhale, and then pulse for 5. Inhale, and see the way Emer's ribs, she's connecting her ribs here and getting her ribs to meet. That's it. You can make it more challenging as well by floating the hands up towards the ceiling. Good. Again, just making sure you keep those ribs in whenever you lift the hands up. Okay, and Emer's going to stay there, and I'm just going to pop the ball out here and pass it to her hands. So again, you don't have to have anything in your hands, but just the sensation sometimes of pressing in can make you use your ribs a little bit more and encourage your ribs to meet. So this is especially important for people that would have a gap that would extend all the way up towards the top of their ribs. Okay, and just one more like this. Okay, and then rolling back down one vertebrae at a time, curling back down. Good. And then Emer's just going to roll through her side, and she's going to bring you through a stretching series. So the first one is the down dog. Okay, send your tailbone upright towards the ceiling. Depends on your hamstring flexibility. So if you can, imprint your heels into the back of the mat, lengthen through the back of your legs, and push through the palms of your hands. Keep your head between your shoulders, and just bring attention to your breathing as well. You want to make sure that inhale, release your tummy, and exhale, draw it up. So this is a really nice position as well, just to feel those tummy muscles coming together. Good. Okay, and from there then we're just going to go into the hip flexor stretch. So Emer's going to bring one leg forward. That's it. Pressing through. Shift most of your weight onto the forward leg. Receive the stretch here at the inside of the front of the thigh. And you can lengthen up that arm and side bend across just to get more of a stretch that whole way up the side of your trunk. And just holding the stretch as you breathe. And then we're going to do the piriformis. So this is for your bum muscle. Okay, so it's kind of a stretch for a lot of things in your bum. So you just place one leg in front of the other knee, lengthen this leg back, and then just receive that stretch all around your bum here. If you have knee problems, you might not like the way this feels, so you can also do it on your back by crossing your ankle over your knee, your opposite knee, and then just bringing the leg closer to you. Good, and just receive that stretch. And then coming up into back bend for a second, so just a back stretch. Be careful again that you don't flare your ribs out too much. We don't want to lengthen the abdominal muscles, you have to keep the ribs in. And then we're just going to sweep the other leg around for a hamstring stretch. So with the hamstring stretch, imagine again that you're trying to bring your chest down towards your knee, okay? So it's more about bringing your chest rather than reaching your hands. So just as if you're trying to just bend in the middle and bring your chest down towards your knee, and stay breathing. And then we swap over to the other side, yeah, from there. So swapping over to the other side. Emer has a lovely trick where she crosses her hands, and it's really nice, I think, because you get in that kind of a stretch into your trunk as well as you're doing it, thinking about that chest to your knee as you do it. And then we're just reversing the whole way around, so it's going to be piriformis from there. Okay, so this time we're stretching out the other bum muscle though, so placing the leg in front of the knee, lengthening out the back leg, and receive that stretch all around the inside of your bum. And sometimes I'll get people to do a contract relax here, so that's where with the long leg you're just going to push that leg into the ground as if you're trying to push the ground away. So keep pushing, 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 and then let it go, and you're just going to get a bigger stretch on the other side then. So you just receive, it's kind of a contraction relaxation. And then once you've finished with the piriformis, you're coming up into that hip flexor stretch. It's the opposite side this time, and you can push forward, receive a stretch at the front of the leg, and then side bend across. So you're going to get a stretch the whole way up the side of your trunk here. And from the hip flexor, we're going back into downward dog, pushing up, curl your toes under, tailbone to the ceiling. Finishing off now with a few belly breaths. Good. And as we come up, we're just going to walk back with our hands all the way up and just do a roll up from there. So squeeze your bum as you stack your spine back up. Okay, that's it guys. Rehab done.